My precious child, I see the tears you have wiped away in secret, those silent droplets that fell when the world was asleep and your heart was too heavy to carry the weight of your own breath. I have watched you stand strong when everything inside you wanted to crumble, and I have heard the unspoken questions echoing in the chambers of your soul. You feel a strange shivering in your spirit lately, an intuition that something is not right, and I am here to tell you that your discernment is not a burden. It is my gift to you. There is someone in your circle, someone who shares your bread and mirrors your laughter, who wears a mask of kindness while weaving a net of discord behind your back. They smile with their lips, but their heart is a labyrinth of shadows where envy has taken root. They speak honeyed words to your face, yet in the quiet moments of their own ambition, they plot to see you stumble. But I want you to listen closely to my voice, for I am the Alpha and the Omega, the one who sees the end from the beginning. While they are busy calculating your downfall, I am already orchestrating your greatest elevation. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, not because the weapon doesn't exist, but because my hand is the shield that blunts every edge intended for your skin. Do not let anxiety tighten its grip on your chest. I know the rhythm of your heart, and I know the sleepless hours you spend worrying about the future, about your finances, and about the loneliness that seems to grow even when you are in a crowded room. You look at your bank account and see a desert, but I am the God who brings water from a rock. You look at your mounting bills and feel the walls closing in, but I am the one who expands the horizon. A miracle is not just a possibility for you, my beloved. It is a promise currently in transit. Even now, while you are reading these words, I am moving the hearts of people you haven't even met yet to favor you. I am clearing the path that was cluttered with the debris of other people's malice. That person who thinks they are clever, who thinks their secret plotting is hidden from the light. They do not realize that I am using their very opposition to push you into the place you were always meant to be. They are not your obstacle, they are the catalyst for your breakthrough. You have felt so alone, wondering if anyone truly understands the depth of your sacrifice, but I have been there in every shadow. I am the silence between your heartbeats. I am the warmth that comes when the cold wind of betrayal blows. You are not a forgotten child. You are my masterpiece, and I do not leave my work unfinished. Stop trying to figure out how the provision will come. Stop trying to outguess the plots of those who wish you ill. Your responsibility is only to rest in my love. I am your provider, your protector, and your peace. I am releasing a financial blessing that will baffle those who waited for your failure. I am bringing a restoration to your home that will turn your mourning into a dance of joy. This season of being overlooked and undermined is coming to a definitive end. The smile that was fake will eventually falter, but my smile upon you is eternal and unwavering. Can you feel the shift? Can you feel the heaviness lifting from your shoulders? That is my grace entering the room. That is my spirit reminding you that the battle is not yours to fight. I have already won it. I am calling you to step out of the cage of worry. You are worried about the how, but I am the great I am. I have resources you cannot imagine and pathways you cannot see. The betrayal you fear is already being turned into a testimony of my faithfulness. When you walk through the fire, the smell of smoke will not even cling to your clothes. I am wrapping you in a garment of praise. I am filling your mouth with laughter again. Do not hate those who plot against you. Instead, pray for them, for they are fighting against the wind while you are being carried by the Spirit. Your miracle is entering your home now, not as a guest, but as a permanent resident. Peace is your inheritance. Prosperity is your portion. My unconditional love is your foundation. Trust me, my child. I am holding you, and I will never let you go. I am the silent witness to every transaction of your life, the unseen observer of the hearts that gather around you. Even when you are surrounded by the clamor of the world, I am there, sifting through the intentions that others hide behind a polished exterior. I see the way they watch your every move, waiting for a stumble that I will never allow. They think they are clever, gathering pieces of your life to build a wall against you, but I am using those same stones to build a bridge to your destiny. Do you remember that afternoon in the garden, when you felt a sudden chill even though the sun was high? That was the spirit of discernment I placed within you, a gentle nudge to stay alert and to stay rooted in me. I have heard the conversations held in hushed tones behind closed doors, the ones where your reputation was the currency being traded. I have seen the emails drafted but deleted, the subtle sabotages meant to derail the project you worked so hard to perfect. Even now, as they offer you a congratulatory smile, I see the bitterness that tastes like gall in their mouths. But do not be troubled. My eyes roam to and fro across the earth, searching for those whose hearts are fully mine, and I have found you. I am your advocate in rooms where you have no voice. I am your defender in councils where your name is being disparaged. I am rearranging the very obstacles they set for you, turning them into stepping stones that will lead you to a height they can never reach. Think back to that moment 3 weeks ago, when a door seemed to slam shut just as you were about to enter. You felt the sting of rejection, the hot tears of frustration as you wondered why your efforts were being met with resistance. What you did not see was the pitfall I was steering you away from. The person who blocked that path thought they were hindering you, but they were actually serving my purpose by keeping you from a snare. I am making your enemies your footstool, not to gloat, but to demonstrate that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. I am pouring an oil of favor upon your head that will make the schemes of the wicked slide right off. They are trying to trap a bird that has already been given wings to soar. You are entering a phase of radical discernment where the masks will begin to slip. You will see the truth in their eyes before they even speak a word. Do not be afraid of this clarity. It is a gift of protection. I am teaching you to walk with the wisdom of a serpent and the harmlessness of a dove. Your table is being prepared even now, right in the middle of the wilderness they tried to strand you in. And as you sit at that table, they will be forced to watch as I pour out a blessing so abundant that your cup will overflow, watering the very ground they hoped would remain parched. I am healing the wounds left by the Judas in your circle. The betrayal of a friend or a trusted colleague cuts deep, often deeper than the strike of an open enemy, because it involves a violation of the heart. But I am the mender of broken hearts. I am the one who restores the years the locusts have eaten. I am bringing people into your life whose loyalty is not a performance and whose love is not a transaction. You will know them by the peace they bring to your spirit. You will know them by the way they protect your name in your absence. Until then, lean into me. Let my voice be the loudest in your ears, drowning out the whispers of the detractors. You are not defined by their opinion of you. You are defined by my love for you. I am building a fortress around your mind so that their words cannot penetrate your peace. I am setting a guard over your heart so that their bitterness cannot infect your joy. You are walking through a valley of shadows, but the shadows are only there because my light is shining so brightly behind you. The more they plot, the more I will prosper you. The more they try to diminish you, the more I will magnify my glory through you. Can you feel the fire of my presence surrounding you? It is a wall that no deceiver can breach. It is a warmth that no cold-hearted scheme can extinguish. I am moving the pieces of your life like a grandmaster on a chessboard, and I have already declared checkmate over the enemy's plans. Your finances, which they tried to drain through hidden leaks and unfair dealings, are being fortified by my hand. I am opening windows in heaven that no man can shut. Your health, which the stress of this betrayal tried to compromise, is being renewed like the eagle S. I am breathing life into your weary bones and clarity into your clouded thoughts. The sleepless nights are over. I am giving my beloved sleep, and while you sleep, I am working. I am touching the hearts of those who have been influenced by the lies spoken against you, turning their hearts back toward the truth. I am exposing the hidden agendas in the light of my Son. There will be a day, very soon, when the one who smiled while plotting will have to come to you for the very grace that you possess. And in that moment, you will show them my character. You will show them that you are a child of the King, unshakable and full of mercy. But for now, just breathe. Rest in the knowledge that I am your rear guard. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the one who knows the end from the beginning. Nothing that has happened has surprised me. Nothing that is planned against you can bypass my sovereignty. You are the apple of my eye, and whoever touches you touches the very center of my vision. I am sharpening your intuition so that you can navigate the complexities of your workplace and your social circles with ease. You will find yourself saying the right thing at the right time, unintentionally dismantling their traps with your simple honesty. Your integrity is your armor. Your humility is your strength. Do not stoop to their level. Do not play their games of manipulation and deceit. If you stay on the high road, I will ensure you arrive at your destination ahead of schedule. The road may seem narrow and lonely at times, but I am walking right beside you, and the host of heaven is cheering you on. I am releasing a fresh anointing upon your life that will break every yoke of limitation. The glass ceilings they tried to place over you are shattering under the weight of my glory. You are being positioned for a promotion that has nothing to do with human merit and everything to do with divine appointment. When they ask how you succeeded despite their efforts, you will simply point to me. Your life will be a living, breathing miracle that leaves the skeptic speechless. I am deepening our connection in this season of pruning. I am removing the dead branches of false friendships so that the new growth of authentic community can flourish. This pain is not for your destruction. It is for your expansion. You are being stretched to hold more of my power, more of my love, and more of my wisdom. Do not look back at the people who stayed behind in the old season. They cannot go where I am taking you. Their plot was designed to keep you small, but I am using it to make you great. Think of the dreams I have placed in your heart, those quiet whispers of a future that seemed too grand to be true. The ones you haven't even told your closest companions about. I am the one who planted those seeds, and I am the one who will bring them to fruition. The plotters think they are competing for a limited supply of success, but they do not realize that my kingdom is infinite. There is no need for them to grab or to steal, yet they are blinded by their own scarcity. You, however, operate from my abundance. You do not need to fight for a seat at the table because I have already built the table for you. I am opening doors in the hearts of influencers and decision-makers on your behalf. People who have never met you will feel a divine nudge to assist you. Resources that have been tied up in legalities or bureaucratic red tape are being released even as you read these words. I am smoothing the path before you, leveling the mountains of opposition and filling the valleys of despair. Every tear you shed in private has been collected in my bottle. Not one has been wasted. They are the seeds of your future joy. The very person who tried to undermine your confidence will soon be the one who witnesses your greatest triumph. I'm not doing this to embarrass them, but to awaken them to the reality of my power in your life. I am wrapping you in a peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that will be a mystery to those who know the pressure you are under. They will look at you and wonder how you can remain so calm, so centered, and so full of hope while they are tossing and turning in their own webs of deceit. That is the mark of my presence. That is the evidence of my grace. Do not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season you will reap if you do not lose heart. And your season is not just coming, it is here. The shift has already occurred in the spiritual realm, and now you will see it manifest in the physical. Watch as the atmosphere of your home changes. Watch as the tension in your body melts away. Watch as the opportunities begin to seek you out. I am your father, your friend, and your king, and I am taking full responsibility for your well-being. You have nothing to fear from the shadows, for I am the light that never fades. You have felt the subtle shift in the room when you enter, that almost imperceptible cooling of the air despite the warmth of their words. You have noticed the way their eyes drift when you speak of your dreams, a flicker of something unsettled behind their gaze. I know the weight of that unspoken tension. I have seen you sitting at your desk or standing in your kitchen, wondering if you are simply imagining the friction, questioning your own discernment because you want so badly to believe in the goodness of those around you. But I tell you, your discernment is not a burden. It is my gift to you, a spiritual compass guiding you through the fog of others' pretenses. Those who smile while they sharpen their words like arrows are not hidden from me. I have heard the whispers in the corridors and the hushed conversations that cease the moment your shadow crosses the threshold. I have seen the digital trails of their plotting and the way they have tried to build alliances against your progress. But listen to my voice. Their architecture of deceit is built on sand, and the tide of my favor is coming in. I am not merely protecting you. I am preparing a stage where the very obstacles they placed in your path will become the stepping stones to your elevation. Think of the Josephs and the Daniels who came before you. They too walked through halls filled with smiling faces that hid hearts of stone. They too were the subjects of secret meetings and malicious intent. Yet, did I not turn the pit into a palace? Did I not turn the lion's den into a sanctuary of silence? The same hand that shut the mouths of lions is currently restraining the impact of the words spoken against you. Every false accusation will eventually fall to the ground, powerless and void of life. I am building a hedge around your reputation that no amount of gossip can penetrate. You do not need to spend your energy defending yourself or trying to unmask them. If you try to do my job, you will only exhaust yourself. Instead, leave the unveiling to me. I am the great revealer of hearts, and I am orchestrating a moment of truth that will require no effort on your part. You will simply stand still and see my salvation. I want you to look at those individuals not with fear or bitterness, but with a profound, divine pity. For they are laboring under the heavy weight of envy, while you are soaring on the wings of my grace. They are trapped in the prison of their own comparison, while you are being invited into the limitlessness of my provision. I am touching the very details of your daily life that have felt strained. That project you are working on, the one where they have tried to withhold information or credit, watch as I bring a sudden clarity and an outside endorsement that they cannot explain away. That financial matter where someone has been looking into it, but secretly dragging their feet. Watch as I move through a different channel altogether, a source you haven't even considered yet, to bring the breakthrough. I am the God of the detour. If they block the main road, I will split the sea. If they poison the well, I will rain down manna. You are not dependent on their approval for your survival, nor are you dependent on their cooperation for your success. You are tethered to the vine of heaven. I am pouring into you a new level of creativity and wisdom that will make the plots of others look like child's play. They will watch you thrive and be unable to pinpoint the source of your resilience. They will see you flourish in the very environment they tried to make toxic for you. This is the beauty of my sovereignty. I don't just take you out of the fire, I make you fireproof. Do not let your sleep be stolen by the what-ifs and the how-could-theys. When you lay your head down tonight, release the names and faces of those who have disappointed you into my care. Visualize yourself handing me the heavy keys to those situations. I am already working in their hearts, even if they are resistant. My light is uncomfortable to those who prefer the dark, and your presence is a constant reminder to them of the integrity they have compromised. That is why they react. That is why they plot. It is not because you are weak, but because the light within you is blinding to their hidden agendas. I am strengthening your inner man so that you can walk through the fire and not even smell like smoke. I am giving you a holy indifference to the opinions of those who do not hold your destiny in their hands. They are merely extras in the story I am writing about your life. I am the author and the finisher. Keep your eyes on me, and you will find that the ground beneath you is firmer than it has ever been. The very person who thought they were outsmarting you will soon find themselves needing the grace that flows through you. And in that moment, you will show them who I am by the way you respond, not with vengeance, but with the quiet, unshakable power of one who knows they are already victorious. I am wrapping you in a garment of praise that will act as a shield against the arrows of the night. You are coming into a place of such abundance and peace that the memory of this season's friction will be nothing more than a faint shadow in the brilliance of your new day. Rest now. The battle is mine, and the victory is already being recorded in the archives of heaven. Do not be startled by the sudden coldness you feel when certain names are mentioned or when you enter certain rooms. That chill is not a sign of your failure, but a manifestation of the spiritual friction occurring between my peace in you and the unrest in them. You have noticed the way their eyes shift when you speak of your hopes, a flickering shadow of envy they try to mask with a practiced grin. I see the late-night messages they send, the subtle exclusions from the digital threads where your reputation is being weighed. They think they are clever, weaving a web of misunderstandings to trip your feet, but they do not realize that I am the one who teaches your feet to dance upon the high places. My child, if you could see the legions of angels I have stationed around your reputation, you would never lose a moment's sleep over a rumor again. You are worried that their lies will become the truth in the eyes of others, but I am the God of truth, and I am currently orchestrating a revealing that will leave them speechless. I am causing their own words to become snares for their feet. Every word spoken against you in secret is being recorded, not for your vengeance, but for the demonstration of my justice. Think back to the meeting where you felt sidelined, where your ideas were echoed by another and praised while you were ignored. You felt a sting of rejection, but I was actually hiding you. I was keeping those ideas under my wing until the right soil was ready to receive them. Had they taken root then, the plotters would have claimed the harvest. But I am timing your breakthrough to coincide with their departure, or with a shift so profound they will have no choice but to acknowledge the source of your wisdom. I am also working on the Judas in your life. Do not hate them, pity them. They are trade-ins, exchanging an eternal friendship and a seat at your table for 30 pieces of temporary relevance. They are losing more than you are. You are losing a weight you were never meant to carry. They are losing the proximity to the grace that I have placed upon you. I am teaching you the art of the long view. In the short term, the plot looks like it's succeeding. The smile looks genuine to the undiscerning eye. But I am the Ancient of Days, and I see the end from the beginning. I am already standing in your future, looking back at this moment, and I am telling you, it does not end the way they planned. It ends with you standing on a broader place, with more influence and more peace than you ever had before. I am using their opposition as a ladder. Every no they try to orchestrate is becoming a yes from my throne. Every door they try to lock is actually a door I am welding shut to protect you from a path that would have led to your destruction. There is a specific person, you know who I mean, whose presence makes your spirit recoil. You have felt guilty for this lack of love, but I tell you, that recoil is my warning. It is the discernment of spirits. I am not calling you to be a doormat, but to be a sentinel. You can love them from a distance while keeping the gates of your heart guarded. I am showing you the difference between peacemaking and peacekeeping. Peacekeeping is exhausting and requires you to manage their emotions. Peacemaking is an internal state that remains even when the world is at war. I am giving you the strength to remain silent when your flesh screams to defend itself. Your silence is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of your absolute trust in my advocacy. When you refuse to argue with those who are committed to misunderstanding you, you take the ammunition out of their hands. They are looking for a reaction to justify their malice, but when they find only my stillness in you, their plot begins to unravel. They turn on one another, for a house divided against itself cannot stand. I am even now rearranging your schedule, moving you away from the toxic fumes of their hidden agendas and into a fresh atmosphere. You will soon see a separation of the sheep and the goats in your social circles. It will be painful for a moment, as certain ties are cut, but the lightness you will feel afterward will be your confirmation. I am making room for the Barnabas spirits, the encouragers, the ones who will see the gold in you and help you mine it, rather than trying to bury it. Stay the course. Do not let their shadow dim your glow. The sun is rising on a season where your integrity will be your greatest asset, and their deceit will be their heaviest burden. I am with you in the secret places, and I am shouting your worth from the rooftops of heaven. Consider the eagle, which does not fight the snake on the ground. It picks the snake up and takes it into the sky, changing the battleground. This is what I am doing with you. The plotters want to fight you in the dirt of gossip and the weeds of manipulation. But I am calling you to soar. When you pray for them, truly pray for their souls, not their downfall. You are lifting the situation into my atmosphere. In the heights of my presence, their schemes lose their power. They cannot breathe in the thin air of my holiness. I am also refining your own character through this. I am showing you where you have sought the approval of man more than the approval of the Father. This season is a death to self-importance, so that you can be resurrected into divine confidence. You will no longer need the likes or the nods of the crowd because you will have the well done of the Creator. This is the freedom I am bringing you into. It is a freedom that no office politics, no family feud, and no betrayal can touch. I am building a fortress around your mind so that the fiery darts of their words do not penetrate. Even when you have to sit across from them at dinner, or stand next to them in the choir, or collaborate on a project, you will feel a supernatural buffer between your soul and their spirit. You will see the plot for what it is, a desperate attempt by a wounded soul to find significance at your expense. And you will find that you can offer them a glass of water without fear, because you know they cannot poison the well I have dug inside you. I am also protecting your finances and your resources. Where they have tried to divert what belongs to you, I am opening new streams that they do not even know exist. You will not have to scramble for your portion. I am the great provider, and I am not limited by their budgets or their gatekeeping. I am the one who opens doors that no man can shut. I am the one who prepares the table. And oh, what a table it is! It is laden with the fruit of the Spirit, with the wine of joy, and with the bread of my word. And I am inviting you to sit and eat while they watch from the perimeter. Not so you can gloat, but so they can see that the one you serve is greater than the one they follow. This friction is temporary, but the weight of glory it is producing in you is eternal. You are being prepared for a mantle of leadership that requires a heart that has been tempered by betrayal. You cannot lead those you have not learned to forgive. You cannot carry the weight of my glory if you are still carrying the weight of people's opinions. So, let the pruning continue. Let the masks fall. Let the plotters plot. I am the Lord of the harvest, and I am ensuring that not one seed of your faithfulness will be lost. You are safe. You are seen. You are shielded. The morning is closer than you think, and with it comes a clarity that will wash away every doubt. Walk softly today, knowing that my hand is on your shoulder and my eyes are watching the path ahead. Every stumbling block they placed is being turned into a stepping stone by my grace. Trust me. I have never lost a battle, and I am not about to start with yours. I am watching the way you handle the silence. You have been tempted to explain yourself, to reach out and bridge a gap that I have intentionally widened. Resist that urge. Your explanation would only be used as a map for their next attack. Instead, let your life be the only testimony you offer. I am the one who will vindicate you. I am the one who will bring the hidden things into the light at the perfect moment. Until then, rest in the shadow of my wings, for there is no plot that can reach you here. Remember the afternoon you sat in that conference room, feeling the draft of a spirit that didn't match the words coming out of their mouth. You saw the grin, the way their eyes crinkled in a practiced mimicry of warmth, but your spirit felt the sudden chill of a winter you didn't invite. That was my spirit whispering a warning to yours. I was there when they leaned in to offer that compliment, even as their mind was busy drafting a narrative to pull the rug out from under your feet the moment you turned around. You felt a knot in your stomach, a divine hesitation that you tried to dismiss as paranoia or fatigue. It was not fatigue, my child. It was the discernment I have placed within you, a holy radar that detects the discordance of a double heart. Even now, as you replay the conversation, wondering if you misread the room, I am telling you that your intuition is anchored in my truth. You saw the mask, but I saw the man. You heard the praise, but I heard the plot. They think they are clever, weaving a web of alliances in the dark corners of the office and over hushed lunches you weren't invited to. They believe that by tarnishing your reputation in the ears of those who have the power to promote you, they can seize the ground I have already promised to you. But they have forgotten one vital thing. I am the one who establishes kings and deposes them. No amount of political maneuvering can override a divine appointment. The very chair they are trying to take out from under you is bolted to the floor of my kingdom. I have seen the late nights you spent perfecting your craft, the integrity you maintained when no one was watching, and the way you refused to speak ill of them even when you knew they were undermining you. Every time you chose silence over retaliation, you were sowing into a harvest that no thief can touch. I am watching the way you breathe through the tension when you walk past their desk. I see the courage it takes to say, "Good morning," when you know they spent the previous evening trying to dismantle your work. This is the school of the spirit. This is where the dross is burned away. You are being taught how to walk through a den of lions without losing your peace. Do not look at the snare they are laying. Look at the hand I have extended to lead you over it. I'm also watching the exhaustion that settles in your bones when you get home and finally let the armor down. I see you in the quiet of your kitchen, staring at the wall, wondering how people can be so calculated. I see the tears you hide from your family because you don't want to burden them with the weight of this workplace warfare. Lean into me in those moments. I am not a distant god observing a game. I am a father protecting his heir. That person who smiles while sharpening their tongue is not your real enemy. They are merely a tool being used to test the stability of your foundation. If your peace depended on their approval, you would be in danger. But because your peace is rooted in my presence, their plots are nothing more than background noise. I am using this friction to polish your character until it reflects my glory so brightly that even your detractors will eventually have to acknowledge the light. There will come a day, sooner than you think, when the secret meetings they held will be exposed. The very people they tried to turn against you will be the ones who come to you for counsel, having seen the fruit of your consistency and the rot of the other's deception. I am the God of the reveal. I am the God of the turnaround. I am the one who takes the stones intended for your stoning and uses them to build the altar of your victory. Do not try to play their game. Do not adopt their tactics. If you fight with their weapons, you will lose my protection. Stay in the high place of prayer. Keep your heart soft toward me and your hands clean of their mud. When they see you, let them see a mystery, a person who remains unshaken while they throw their best storms at you. They are confused by your endurance. They expected you to break, to quit, or to lash out. Your quiet strength is a judgment upon their chaos. I am deepening your roots in this season because the heights I am taking you to will require a stability that only this kind of trial can produce. You are learning to distinguish between a brother and a betrayer, between a covenant and a convenience. This discernment is a gift that will save your life in the chapters to come. Think of the peace I gave you last night when you finally stopped trying to figure out their next move and just fell asleep. That peace was a sign. It was a signal that I have taken over the defense of your case. You no longer need to be your own lawyer. I have already entered the courtroom, and the verdict has been decided in your favor. Let them continue to whisper. Let them gather their evidence. It is all straw and stubble. When the fire of my truth passes through this situation, only that which is of me will remain, and you will be found standing, radiant and unhurt. Your heart is a garden I am tending, and I am currently pulling up the weeds of false relationships so that the trees of true destiny can grow. It hurts to lose what you thought was a friend, but it is better to walk with a few who are true than to be surrounded by 1,000 who are wearing masks. I am your true friend. I am the one who sticks closer than a brother, and I will never smile to your face while plotting behind your back. My heart for you is only good, only pure, and only for your exaltation in due time. Rest now, for the architect of the universe is redrawing the maps they tried to steal. You are more than a conqueror, not because you have no enemies, but because your enemies have no power over the purpose I have placed on your life. I saw the way you looked at the screen of your phone today, the way your thumb hovered over a name you once trusted with your deepest secrets, only to feel that strange, cold friction in your spirit. That was my hand, gently pulling your heart back. I saw you in that meeting last Tuesday when you shared a piece of your vision, and you caught that brief, flickering exchange of glances between those you call peers. You felt the temperature of the room drop, even as they nodded and offered their shallow, well-dones. They are crafting a narrative about you in rooms you haven't entered yet, using the very transparency you offered as a weapon. But I want you to know something. I am the master of the narrative. I am the author who holds the eraser. While they are busy typing footnotes of doubt, I am writing chapters of breakthrough that their eyes are not permitted to see. Think back to that afternoon last month when you felt a sudden, inexplicable urge to change the password on your accounts, or the moment you decided, against all logic, to keep your newest idea to yourself instead of sharing it at the dinner table. That wasn't paranoia, my child. That was my protection. I am building a hedge of thorns around your most precious dreams, so that those who come only to pluck the fruit without honoring the root will find no access. They smile because they think they have successfully mapped out your weaknesses, but they are working from an outdated blueprint. I have already remodeled the interior of your soul. I have reinforced the walls of your discernment. They are plotting against the person you used to be, not knowing that I have already transitioned you into a new dimension of authority. You have noticed how their compliments have started to feel like heavy weights rather than wings. That is because their praise is laced with the gravity of their envy. Do not be afraid. Their envy is merely a confirmation of the light I have placed upon you. It is a sign that the glory I am reflecting through your life is becoming visible even to those who dwell in the shadows of their own insecurity. When they gather in secret to discuss your flaws, I am standing in the center of their circle, confusing their tongues. Like the builders of Babel, they will soon find that they no longer speak the same language of sabotage. One will say, strike, and the other will hear, stay. One will try to close a door, and I will use the vibration of their slamming it to shake loose the lock on a much larger gate prepared for you. I am the one who orchestrates the accidental overhearings and the mistaken emails that bring truth to the surface. Nothing is hidden from my sight, and because you are in me, nothing can be hidden from you for long. I am teaching you the art of the holy hush, the ability to keep your peace while the storm of their gossip rages around you. You don't need to defend a reputation that I am currently refining. If they succeed in tarnishing your name in the ears of the world, I will simply give you a new name, a name that carries weight in the courts of heaven, a name that commands respect from the very spirits that are currently influencing your detractors. Remember that time in the 3rd grade when you felt so small because a friend turned their back on you on the playground? I was there then, and I am here now. I am the constant in a world of variables. I am the yes in a world of maybe. They think they are the ones who hold the keys to your advancement, but I have already changed the locks on the storehouses of your destiny. They are knocking on doors that are no longer yours. I have moved you to a higher floor, a place where the air is thinner and the view is clearer. From this height, their plots look like the small, frantic scribblings of children. I want you to look at them not with anger, but with a deep, divine pity. For they are spending their creative energy on destruction, while I am using your energy for creation. They are exhausting themselves trying to dim your light, unaware that my supply of oil for your lamp is infinite. Tomorrow, when you see them and they offer that practiced, hollow smile, I want you to smile back, not with their pretense, but with my genuine love. Smile because you know the end of the story. Smile because you are aware that the enemy across from you is actually a tool in my hand to sharpen your character. They think they are your opposition, but I am using them as your personal trainers, building the spiritual muscle you will need to carry the weight of the blessing that is coming next. Rest in the knowledge that I have already vetted everyone in your circle. I am currently performing a divine audit of your relationships. Some will be cleared, and others will be liquidated. Do not mourn the loss of those who were never truly for you. Their departure is the prerequisite for the arrival of the faithful. I am opening your eyes to see the horses and chariots of fire that surround you, outnumbering any secret assembly of critics. You are safe. You are seen. You are shielded. The map they tried to steal was only a decoy. I kept the real one in my heart, and I am unfolding it for you now, one step at a time. Notice the quiet rhythm of your own heart even as the atmosphere around you thickens with their unspoken intentions. They believe that by withholding their support, they can stall your progress, but they do not realize that your momentum is not fueled by human consensus. It is fueled by my decree. When you sit at that boardroom table or share a meal with those whose laughter carries a hollow ring, remember that I am the one who set the table. I am the one who invited them, not because they are your allies, but because they are your mirrors. They reflect back to you the areas where you still seek validation from the world rather than from me. Every time they whisper behind your back, I am whispering into your spirit, lean closer to me. Every time they attempt to rewrite your reputation with half-truths, I am writing a new name for you in the heavens, a name that cannot be tarnished by the opinions of those who only see the surface. Think of the Josephs and the Davids before you. Their greatest betrayals were merely the birth pangs of their greatest assignments. The pit was the only way to the palace. The giant was the only way to the throne. If I had removed every obstacle and silenced every critic, your story would have no weight, and your testimony would have no fire. I am allowing this friction because it produces the heat necessary to forge your soul into something unbreakable. Look at the specific details of their maneuvering. They think they are clever, keeping lists of your perceived failures and rehearsing the moment of your supposed downfall. They watch you for a stumble, their eyes sharp with a competitive hunger. but I have placed a grace upon your feet that prevents you from falling in the way they expect. Even your mistakes are being woven into the tapestry of my purpose. When you falter, it is not an end, but a pivot. When you fail in their eyes, you are succeeding in mine, for you are learning the humility that they have long since discarded. I see the nights you have spent wondering why kindness is met with such cold calculation. I see the tears you have shed over the betrayal of a friend you thought was a brother or a sister. I want to hold those tears in my hand and show you that not one of them is wasted. They are the water for the seeds of a new kind of strength. You are entering a season where the mask will no longer be necessary for you. While they continue to adjust their disguises, I am calling you to a transparency that will baffle them. Your peace will be their greatest frustration. When they expect you to react with defensiveness, and you respond with a quiet, unshakable joy, it will be like heaping burning coals upon their heads, not to hurt them, but to wake them up. I am teaching you to be unoffendable. Imagine the freedom of moving through a world where no secret plot can touch your inner sanctuary. This is the fortress I am building within you. It is a place where the noise of the world is muffled by the song of my presence. I want you to pay attention to the small things I am doing on your behalf while they are busy with their grand schemes. Notice the stranger who offers a word of encouragement that perfectly answers a doubt you had only moments before. Notice the unexpected door that opens just as they think they have finally locked you out. These are my signatures. These are the proofs that while they are playing checkers, I am moving the stars. They are focused on the immediate win, the temporary advantage, the fleeting satisfaction of a clever jab. I am focused on your legacy. I am focused on the version of you that will stand before me, radiant and refined, having walked through the fire without the smell of smoke upon your garments. Do not try to defend yourself. Let me be your advocate. When you try to fight their battles on their level, you descend into their darkness. Stay in the light. Keep your hands clean and your heart pure. If I am for you, who can truly be against you? Their opposition is like a shadow. It may look large and imposing, but it has no substance. It cannot touch the core of who you are. As I continue this audit, you will see their masks slip. The truth has a way of rising to the surface, just as oil rises to the top of water. You do not need to expose them. I will do that in my perfect timing. Your only job is to remain in the vine. Your only task is to listen for my voice amidst the cacophony. I am leading you to a spacious place, a place of abundance that they cannot comprehend because they are blinded by their own scarcity. They plot because they think there is not enough to go around. You can smile because you know that in my house there is more than enough. There is an overflow, and that overflow is about to spill out into every area of your life, washing away the residue of their bitterness and leaving only the fragrance of my grace. We are not done with this refinement yet. There are still layers of your courage that I am calling forth, depths of your patience that have yet to be measured. Trust the process. Trust the silence. Trust that I am working most powerfully in the spaces where you can see nothing at all. The shift is already happening in the spiritual realm. It is only a matter of time before it manifests in your physical reality. Hold my hand tighter. The path ahead is steep, but the view from the top will explain everything. Look closely at the architecture of the moments you find yourself in, for I am revealing the blueprints of the hearts around you. You have noticed the subtle shifts in the atmosphere, the way the air grows thin when certain names are mentioned, and the way smiles are worn like armor rather than expressions of joy. My child, do not let their duplicity discourage you. Rather, let it refine your discernment. Even now, while they sit across from you at the lunch table, sharing bread and discussing the trivialities of the day, I see the gears turning in their minds. I see the quiet calculations they make, wondering how your light can be dimmed so that theirs might seem brighter. They look at your success not as an inspiration, but as an indictment of their own stagnation. They have mistaken my favor on your life for an unfair advantage, and in their confusion, they have chosen the path of the shadow. Do you remember the meeting last Tuesday? The one where you shared your vision with such vulnerability, and they nodded with such feigned enthusiasm? I was there. I heard the silence that followed when you left the room, a silence that was quickly filled with the sharp whispers of comparison and the dull thuds of doubt they tried to cast upon your name. They are drafting letters you will never see and making phone calls you were never meant to hear, but remember this: no word formed against you can override the word I have spoken over you. Their plots are written in sand, while my promises are carved in the foundations of the heavens. I am teaching you to walk in the midst of lions without being consumed. I am teaching you that your safety is not found in the absence of enemies, but in the presence of my peace. Think back to the project you worked so hard on, the one they tried to claim as their own. You felt the sting of that theft, the burning sensation of injustice. But look at what happened. The very thing they stole became a weight they could not carry. Because they did not have the spirit behind the work itself began to crumble in their hands, while I provided you with a new, even greater inspiration that they could never replicate. This is the nature of my kingdom. What they take from you will never sustain them, and what I give to you will never run dry. You are learning the sacred art of the hush. You feel the urge to defend yourself, to pull back the curtain and show everyone the knives they are hiding behind their backs. But I say to you, wait. If you spend your energy exposing their darkness, you will have no energy left to tend to your light. Let me be your advocate. Let me be the one who balances the scales. There is a specific person, one whose laugh used to feel like home, but now feels like a warning. You have felt the distance growing, even as they lean in closer to ask innocent questions about your future. They are gathering intel, not out of care, but out of a desire to find a crack in your armor. They are looking for your weaknesses so they can exploit them, but they do not realize that your weaknesses are the very places where my strength is made perfect. Every time they think they have found a vulnerability, they are actually stumbling upon a wellspring of my power. This process is uncomfortable, I know. It feels lonely to realize that those you trusted are more interested in your downfall than your rising. But consider the olive. It must be crushed to produce the oil. You are being pressed not to destroy you, but to extract the most precious parts of your character. I am developing in you a resilience that is not born of bitterness, but of deep, unshakable trust. Do not mirror their behavior. When they whisper, you pray. When they plot, you plant. When they exclude you, find your inclusion in me. There is a table being prepared, even now, in the very presence of these individuals. You will not have to force your way to the head of that table. I will seat you there myself. And they will have to watch as I pour out a blessing that your cup cannot contain. This is not for their humiliation, but for the manifestation of my glory. They need to see that a life surrendered to me cannot be thwarted by the schemes of man. Look at your hands. They are trembling slightly, aren't they? It is the weight of the transition. You are moving out of a season of being one of many into a season of being set apart. This isolation you feel is actually insulation. I am shielding you from conversations that would poison your spirit. I am closing doors that would lead you into their traps. If I am keeping you away from certain circles, it is because I have a different orbit for you, one that is governed by the laws of grace rather than the laws of competition. The nights when you lay awake, replaying the conversations and wondering where you went wrong, I am there to remind you that their rejection is my redirection. You did nothing wrong by being kind. You did nothing wrong by being honest. Their reaction to your light is a reflection of their own internal darkness. They are fighting a war within themselves, and you are simply the mirror they cannot bear to look into. Continue to love them from a distance that protects your peace. You do not have to be their doormat to be my servant. You can be as wise as a serpent and as harmless as a dove. I am sharpening your intuition, that still, small nudge in your gut that tells you when to speak and when to remain silent. Listen to it. It is my spirit guiding you through the minefield. There is a new venture ahead of you, something you've been dreaming about in the quiet hours of the morning. They will try to talk you out of it, or worse, they will try to help you with it so they can sabotage it from the inside. Keep this one close to your chest. Not every seed needs to be seen before it sprouts. Some things are meant to grow in the secret place of our communion. I am building a fortress around your mind. No longer will their opinions be the metric by which you measure your worth. You are entering a phase of divine immunity where their arrows will fall short, not because you are perfect, but because you are positioned in me. The mountain is steep, yes, but your feet are being made like hinds' feet. You will scale these heights with a grace that defies logic. And when you reach the summit, the very people who plotted against you will look up and see that their efforts only serve to push you higher. They were the friction that created the heat, and the heat was what allowed you to rise. Stay steady, my beloved. The revelation of their hearts is nearly complete, and the manifestation of my plan for you is just over the horizon. We are walking through the fire, but you will not even smell like smoke when we emerge.